What's up, everybody? This is Stack Trace. I'm going to talk to you today about DJ Pain One's brand new drum kit called Damn That Hurt Volume 1. It's full of a lot of great sounds, high quality sounds, and high quality loops. I took two of his high quality loops and used it in a record. And I'm going to show you how I made this particular track. Now, the samples that are in the kit are used by DJ Pain One in actual placements that he has gotten with major label artists. So you're not getting some generic drum kit here. You're getting the real deal, and you're getting the expertise of DJ Pain One when he assembled these the drum kit and the loops. For somebody like me, that's a real benefit because I'm not the strongest beat maker. So I can really count on DJ Pain One and his expertise in terms of beat making and choosing the right sounds, because he obviously knows the current hip hop sound very well and the drum sounds very well. So I just take those loops and I put them in my DAW and I get to work. And that's what I did in this case. So let me show you what I've done with a track here. It's actually a slow jam that I made with his loops. And the loops that I used, R&B drums filtered 63 BPM. So the drum loops that he gives you the BPM inside of the file name, so you don't have to wonder about that, which is really nice. Just open up your DAW, dial up the BPM shown in the file name, and you're ready to go. So I used R&B drums filtered 63 BPM, and I also used filtered drum loop 63 BPM. So they're both 63. But in Reaper, it doesn't matter really what BPM it is. I can stretch that. I can make that 76 BPM if I wanted to. I can stretch it even further, and you really won't hear much distortion in the stretching. But in this case, I just stuck with what he gave me. I thought 63 was a good tempo. So I'm going to mute the drum kit for now and just show you the main element of the track, which is the Rhodes. The Rhodes, I'm using Lounge Lizard by Applied Acoustics. It's probably the best physically modeled EP that I've ever heard. It's got some really great presets. The Rhodes and Whirly are great. It's like having an authentic 70s Rhodes in your DAW. I have a Rhodes. As a matter of fact, it's right over here. You can see that black and gray instrument under the brown one. That's my Rhodes. The keyboard on top of that is my Korg CX3, which is like a Hammond B3, which I also use in this track. I'll talk about that later. But there's my Rhodes. It has some busted keys on it, so that's why I didn't use it for this track. So I'm using Lounge Lizard. So let's listen to Lounge Lizard real quick. So those are just two chords. It's an E flat major 7, followed by an F triad on top of a G. That's from the bottom up, that's spelled G, F, A, C. And the E flat chord is E flat, G, B flat, D, F. So this is just a 2-chord jam. I've already recorded the Rhodes part, so I'm going to play it for you. So that's all that is. Now, it was really easy to just drop in, like I was telling you before, R&B drums filtered 63 BPM. That's one of his loops. Here is my Rhodes part against his drums. So you can hear the filter sweep on there. The other drum loop is called filtered drum loop 63 BPM, which also has a filter sweep on it. It's, I believe, an 8-bar phrase, so the first 4 bars are filtered and the second 4 bars are not. So if you wanted to just take the unfiltered section, you can cut that loop in half and then just duplicate that in your track. Or if you want to place the filtered one in a bridge or a breakdown or something, you could do that. So here is the other drum loop with my Rhodes. Okay, so now we got drums, Rhodes. Let's start with the foundation, the bass line. So what I've chosen to use with that is an instrument called Fm8. It's the successor to Fm7. It's by Native Instruments. FM7 is a software emulator of the Yamaha DX7, which was like one of the most popular keyboards in the world. One of the first keyboards that I started on was a DX7 and a Korg 01 WFD. The DX7 is an FM synth, and the track that I used in FM8 is actually an FM7 legacy sound called P2 bass. It's a low bass, that's all it is, with some effects on there. So let's listen to bass, drums, and Rhodes. So you get the idea there. I won't play the whole thing for you. So the next thing I wanted to add was a drum track. And basically, it's not part of the drum kit, but it's just this little sort of backbeat that I liked, and it sounds like this. So again, that's at 63 BPM. So here is that little backbeat, and that's coming again from FM8. This patch is called Cannibals. So here we go with Cannibals in there. So you can hear the drums in there, and I really like that. It just added another element to it, in my opinion. So the next thing that I thought about doing was smoothing it out with the Hammond B3. Like I said before, that keyboard that I have over here, that brown one, that's a Korg CX3. It's a lot like the Hammond B3, but it was much easier to use what's called B4. And B4 software has been around since 2000, so it's really old, but it still sounds really good. It's a clone wheel organ, has all the drawbars and all that kind of stuff. I just use a basic preset in there, and it just smooths things out a little bit. So this is what that sounds like. You can hear that overdrive. It's not the best overdrive in the world. I wish I would have run it through like Guitar Rig or something, but I just didn't take the time to do that. The next instrument, the last instrument I had before the piano was just another pad. So the pad that I used, once again, comes from FM8. I don't know why I chose FM8 for every single patch in here. I just did. A lot of times I use Massive. There's a patch called Daedalus 2, and it sounds like this. So it kind of has some stuff on the high end that I like, these little filter sweeps at the high end that I thought was pretty cool. So it's just another way to smooth out. So we got the B4 and then this pad smoothing out the Rhodes. So that kind of sounds like this. Now the final instrument that I used is a VST that I was recently turned on to by a friend of mine. Probably the best physically modeled piano I've ever heard. This is not a sample-based piano. It's physically modeled. The company that makes this is called Modart. And physical modeling is basically, you're not hearing samples. You're hearing a simulation of the instrument. So it's physics. The sound is computed from a set of algorithms and equations. This is not a sample-based instrument. It's called Piano Tech. Let me just play you a little bit of this patch. Has tons of reverb behind it, but I like that, so I think it lends itself well to this track. So let's hear the whole track with the piano behind it. now what I'm actually going to do is delete the piano part that was in there, and I'm just going to play along with it. So there you have it. That's DJ Pain One's new drum kit called Damn That Hurt Volume 1. Follow him on Twitter at DJ Pain One. Follow me on Twitter at Real Stack Trace. Pick up his drum kit. Like I said, it's loaded with high quality sounds, high quality loops, used in actual placements that he's gotten with major label artists. So check it out. Thanks for watching. Peace.